Now, some would argue that this is my favourite tip to film today because I get so much practice doing this in a normal round of golf. This is the punch out from the trees. Now, the odd thing about this is it's very rarely something that anybody ever practices, but it's often a situation we find ourselves in on the golf course. You know, if you were in a situation 4 or 5 times in every round of golf, you would think you would practice it. And this is how people play. They drive the ball towards the trees and they chip out. They then play another shot down there, they finish the hole, they drive into the trees again, they then chip out again. So they're using that chipping out shot quite regularly. Now, there's an opportunity if you're in those trees to try and gain a little bit more of an advantage. Yes, you're in the trees, yes, it's a bit punished and you're going to have to maybe not hit the green, but you can always play out a little bit more towards the green, take advantage of the situation you're in. So what I would encourage you to do is practice a punch out shot, which I will teach you now, then go on the golf course and try it. You know, go out there on a nice quiet evening, throw a few balls down in the trees, practice the punch out shot, see what you can get away with. And then next time you're in your round of golf, you don't necessarily have to just chip out straight sideways, that you can actually give it a little bit more of a run and try and get it up nearer the green. Now, the first consideration when you're hitting this punch out shot is often the trees will affect what the ball can do and the trees will affect what you can do. The tree branches will often be low growing, so we actually need to hit the ball out quite low. So we're not trying to hit this ball out high with a pitching wedge. Often when we're in trouble, I would say, take a pitching wedge and get the ball back in play. But here a lofted shot isn't going to work because of the tree branches that are in front of us. So we want to hit the ball a little bit lower. So I'm taking immediately down to a 6-iron loft, and that's just as an example. You can hit a 5, a 4, whatever, but just as a 6-iron for now. The next consideration is the tree branches might actually affect me as well as the ball. They might affect how far back I can swing. So if I'm in the trees and there's some low branches, I might not be able to swing the club full height. I might have to do something a little bit more low level to try and squeeze the ball out low. So I'm going to suggest that we play the ball back in the stance a little bit. That'll help us hit the ball down and help us keep a good contact. So I play it about back third of my stance. I play with my hands quite a long way ahead, again de-lofting it, so my 6-iron looks like a 4 or a 3-iron. I'm then going to grip down. That gives me control, but it also means that if I was to hit a tree back here, I'm not as high into the tree, so I can maybe make a more controlled swing. The last thing is I'm going to grip really tight. I'm going to keep my body weight into my lead side. I'm going to keep into my left side. So as I set up to this one, ball back in my stance, gripping down, leaning onto my lead side, short backswing, short follow through. Again, remembering I've got trees either side of me. I'm going to try and punch this ball out nice and low. And if you can see the ball flight there, it's come out dead straight. It came out quite low to around about this point. Then it did start to rise up, a little bit of backspin, just took it up into the sky. But it gave me a real feeling like I could have got that ball out below the trees and still squeezed it out there around about 150, 160 yards. So maybe not the same distance as a full 6-iron, but certainly a lot better than a sort of a chip out like that back onto the fairway. I've definitely advanced the ball a lot more than that. So go and practice these shots. It's something you will be using on the golf course unless you're a very, very accurate striker of the golf ball. You will be punching out and chipping out. If you go and practice these shots, play the ball back in your stance, grip down, lean left, short backswing, short follow through, practice punching the ball out because you will be using it next time you play.